Good morning, afternoon or evening, depending on what time of day you're watching this, or indeed whereabouts in the world you are. I am Mod and we're back with Euro Truck Simulator 2, episode 44, as we continue onwards with the Million Mile Challenge. Before we go any further, I want to turn Snow Mod on. Oh god, on! Thank you. Apply. Continue! Yeah, I feel like driving around in the snow today. Let's see what the physics mod does with the snow physics, because that could be interesting, I suppose. Let's get ourselves a job. We're currently in Verona and we need to pick a not too long job, I suppose. These jobs are too long. These jobs are way too long. Okay, let's just sleep it out a bit. So yeah, welcome back guys. Good to see you all again. This is episode 44, as mentioned. We're getting closer to episode 50 and we'll talk about that later if anybody's interested. Rest, Matilda, rest. Our ever faithful truck, Matilda, is ready to roll yet again. Aren't you, Tildy? Yes. Good old Tildy. We like Tildy. Let's have a look at the job market again now we've slept. Verona to Verona is too short. That's a 5-hour journey. That's probably too short as well. Then you've got the Luxembourg job. A penis tube to Valencia, Manchester, Valencia? Why did it say Valencia? Sod it, let's go to Torino. Why not? Why not? It's not much money, but it'll do. It'll do. Let us proceed onwards. I suppose the first thing to mention for today is, well, as always, we start off with the charity update, because this is a Million Mile Challenge with Matilda and we're driving for charity. And at the moment we're raising money for Papyrus UK, helping to eliminate depression in teenagers, and hopefully, if anybody's feeling a bit more depressed, maybe a bit suicidal, hopefully helping them deal with those issues too. But yes, we raised £80 so far for Papyrus, which is a fantastic total, as I'm sure you all are aware. Yeah, we'll take that one. Why not? And as part of the Million Mile Challenge, where we're driving 1,000,000 miles in the same truck, good old Tildy here. Excuse me. We're splitting the fundraising up into 100,000 mile blocks. So for the first 100,000 miles, we're raising money for Papyrus. And if we raise £500 before the end of that chunk, then I'll be shaving my hair off on a live stream. Okay, we've got the trailer. Time to enter the cab. Hello, Tildy. Yeah, hello. Good old Tildy. We like Tildy. Let's get out of this yard, Tildy. Oh, now we're repaired. We can actually bring up the fuel meter. Thank you very much to the guys for actually telling me about the in-truck console. I think there's I know there's another name for it, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. And once we start rolling, we can get on with the channel updates. Wow, I haven't really waffled yet. What's going on, Mod? Why aren't you waffling? Mod needs to waffle. Oh, bup. This has certainly got a lot more engaging now since we added the realistic physics mod. Whee! Cancel, please, thank you. Right, oh, sodding hell. We just got a nice rhythm going then. I suppose it's... We could take a screenshot here, why not? Once I remember which buttons to press. There we go. I do that every episode. I do like to take screenshots because that'll be the thumbnail for the video when it goes up on YouTube, when you see this in your feeds or on various websites if I choose to post this elsewhere. Anybody on our left? No. No damage to Tildy or cargo. Let's see if we can keep it that way. Let's see if we can. Incidentally guys, if anybody does have a challenge for me to do for the next 3 or 4 episodes before we hit episode 50, then as always leave a suggestion in the comments. Let me know what we can do for a challenge and we'll go from there. And the challenge will usually, if I pass it, we'll add £100 to the target. If I fail it, we'll take £100 off. It's all for a good cause, guys. Seriously. If you want to ask anybody about it, ask Todd, because he is all about it. all about helping out kids with depression. I've got my own experiences with depression, but I think I'll be saving that for the live stream now. Yes, that's what we could talk about, the live stream. In case you forgot from last week's episode, there's going to be a live stream on the last Saturday of the month, on the 28th actually. The time I haven't decided yet. It'll probably be... Ooh, it's quite dark. It'll probably be about 4 or 5 in the afternoon, GMT, or UTC, whichever time zone the UK is on at the moment. Bloody toll roads. I don't like the toll roads. Stupid toll roads. So the live stream will be a chance to donate if you haven't already done so. If you would like to go to justgiving.com/mod1982. You don't even need a PayPal account. All you need is a credit card. Throw us a few pennies. If you can't afford that, then please share my videos and get the word out there. I think they're getting the word out there. I'm going to stop doing this particular part of the channel update when we actually get to 1,000. But we're currently on 580 subscribers. I checked just before recording. And last week we were on 548. So that's gone up 32 in a week, which is, as always, phenomenal. Thank you all again for the support. I really don't think... When you sit in here, watching videos, and you're thinking... when you hear somebody say, yeah, I really appreciate your support, guys, blah, 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 you just think, yeah, it's just usual, generic, trotted out shite, but I actually understand where they're coming from now. I really do. It's quite scary. Ooh, bus. So, when I say I actually really, really appreciate what you guys are doing for me, helping me gain more followers, and getting more views, and getting the word out there about, you know, the Team Tuxedo thing, it's awesome, and I thank you all very much. I think the Team Tuxedo, go check out some of the other guys. 4040 does Kerbal and Remember Me. Watson does Minecraft and retro gaming. Mike doesn't do anything right now, and Tort, well, why bother with Tort? And then you got DF, who plays all sorts of fantasy games. There's something for everyone in Team Tuxedo. You just know it's true. Moving swiftly on from that, we have got a dev blog from SCS, who have given us a release date for Going East, the Eastern Europe DLC expansion pack for Euro Truck Simulator 2. It will be coming out on the 20th of September, and I will be buying it, and I will be installing it, and I will be playing it as part of the usual routine, which may change the race across Europe somewhat. In fact, that comes before the live stream, so that will change the race across Europe, because there'll be a point in Europe that's further east across than Bratislava. I mean, that's the whole point of the race across Europe. We're racing from one point to the other. I imagine Aberdeen will still be the furthest part away, but that'll be interesting to see when it comes out. In fact, I might just actually do that. Yeah, I decided just now, making an executive decision. We're no longer racing from Bratislava. We're going to race from wherever in Poland or Balkan states, or wherever is the most eastern part of the new DLC. That's where we're going to race from, and I do want it. I very, very much do want it. And let's top up while we've got the chance to tell you. We need to stretch the episode out a bit because it's a short trip. Channel updates. I've got a few questions from people asking for more videos, do this, do that, special requests. I would like to remind you all that my real life is actually really, really busy, you know, with having a full-time job. So I would love to play more Euro Truck. I would love to give you more videos of F1 or anything that you want, but the biggest thing is time. I really don't have time. At the moment, I'm having enough time to do one video a day, which, frankly, I'm amazed I even have time for that anymore. So, while I'm grateful for your interest, guys, I would very politely ask that you at least respect the fact that I still have a job as well as doing the YouTube. I thank you for your patience, don't get me wrong, but I want you guys to understand that I do have things to do other than working. And I like to go out at least once a week. It doesn't happen much anymore, but I would like to go out once in a while. Last time out I mentioned experimenting with PlayStation emulators and getting Ridge Racer working. Well, good news! I have excuse me. I've got Ridge Racer working, complete with in-game music. All I had to do was make a backup of my CD. I mentioned before about proving I own the game, so I'll still be doing that. But I've got Ridge Racer working, which means I can get any of my other games working, which is good, very good. Although the problem I have now is one emulator, Ridge Racer's music keeps on playing until the next track starts. Say, for example, sometimes a bit of music should stop playing. Say when you're on start line ready for the race to begin. Instead, the Ridge Racer menu music keeps on playing. But if I try another emulator, the sound works perfectly, but the image looks shit. Their excuse is, this is how it used to look back in the day, deal with it. No, back in the day I used a 14-inch portable where my graphics actually looked crisp. I don't want blurry graphics. If I set the emulator to the same resolution as my original 14-inch portable monitor, then it still looks blurry as fuck, and I'm thinking this did not look like this back in the day, I fucking tell you now. So I'm going to try and find another emulator that will work, but I've got the sound issues sorted at least. I do have the sound issues. What else is there? Oh yeah, there's a new intro! I think I forgot to mention that in all the excitement. I made the new intro. Basically, I made a intro for Formula 1, and that went down quite well. So, inspired by the feedback I got from this, I decided it's about time Matilda had her own intro. And so we start off with Matilda pulling off from a standstill, and then we see original grey Matilda, then it goes into slightly upgraded black Matilda, into the Behemoth that we have now with the Mega Space Cab. And it's a nice little evolution of Matilda, and then the intro ends with Matilda running the camera over. And that's been a really popular video. Thank you guys for actually telling me that you do like the intro, because that makes it worth it actually. That took me a while. It didn't take me as long as the F1 video, but it was still a good 2 hours worth of recording and editing and getting what I wanted. The hardest part was getting the camera to work properly, because I had to go into the console and turn on free camera. But once I got free camera working and then figured out how to work, then it was reasonably easy. I tried to get Watson roped in to do the free camera for me while I did the driving, and then when he couldn't do that, I told him, okay, you drive and I'll do the camera. And he was even worse, because he can't drive in a straight line, because he's crap. I can see you there. I see you. My part of the road, mine. So there you go, new intro, very much appreciated. Very fun recording that actually. But I think next I need to update the channel trailer, because that's 2 minutes long and it's a bit out of date. Wouldn't mind making something a bit shorter, just so people can come, when they click on the channel, they watch it, they go, ah, that's what mod's all about. That's it for channel news as far as I'm aware. I will try and put extra videos out as I can, but for now it's just basically Kerbal on Tuesdays, Minecraft on Wednesdays and Saturdays, Euro Truck on Thursdays and Sundays, and F1 on Mondays and Fridays. I mean, I think that's enough to keep me ticking over, and hopefully to keep you guys interested as well. But I must stress that anything else other than that is very unlikely to happen right now, for at least the next couple of weeks until I get myself sorted out. And also, as you may have noticed in the last few days, there was no Minecraft last week, because of just being so busy. So very, very busy. So again, I do apologise. I know you guys want to see more awesomeness, because, you know, well, I must be awesome. It's because that's what you guys keep telling me. So it must be partly true. £19 toll? How rude. How rude. Those roads weren't even very nice. I want my money back. Back. I tell you, back. And you. And how heavy is this cargo? 17 ton. Why is Tildy struggling? But if anybody's wondering, actually, before I do move on completely, anybody wondering how I made the intro, I backed up my profile, and then I did the driving around with Matilda. You'll notice the mileage hasn't changed since the last episode and this one. But I had to basically play around with Matilda, I should say, sorry, and do all the driving, demodify her, then put her back to the original spec, blah blah blah. And then I simply just took my backed up profile, deleted because as Eurotruck plays it auto saves, I deleted the new autosave profile and replaced it with the old one. So we have done the same amount of miles and we haven't hit the million mile challenge. Yay! In real life F1 news, moving swiftly on, Red Bull Racing has finally announced that that Sebastian Vettel's teammate for next year will be Daniel Ricciardo. And we all knew it was coming because Webber told us a couple of weeks ago that it's good for Australia and it's good for him and yada yada yada. So Red Bull said they were going to plan it around about Monza, and I think Red Bull finally had enough of being dicked around and decided, right, that's it, we're going to do the announcement on our terms. They made a little video, put it on the website, and it went onto their YouTube channel as well, and it's very slick, very nicely done, but it did make me cringe. Like, it was so cheesy all the way through it. It really was one of the cheesiest videos I've seen in a while. But I think Ricciardo will give Vettel a run for his money. He can't do any worse than anybody else that's been in the car. I mean, how hard can it be to drive a Red Bull? But Ricciardo's done wonders with his Toro Rosso. It's just not recognised that much, unfortunately. So yeah, that's it for channel updates, SCS blog updates, real life updates, in this case F1 this week. So let's move on to questions. Got a few questions for you all to listen to this week. And I think from this week onwards, if anybody asks a question on any of my videos, I'll be answering it on the Eurotruck as opposed to just answering it in the comments like I normally do. Oh, a little bit laggy there. Oh, because we haven't been to this part of the map and it's loading up. Okay, we can live with that. We can live with a little tiny bit of lag, can't we? No, we can't. That's actually lagging quite badly all of a sudden. This is like having fraps all over again. What's going on, game? What's going on? So yeah, on with the questions. Apologies if I pronounce your name wrong, sir, but Stephen Aslani. Did I pronounce the name right? I hope so. But anyway, he asks, can you play Amnesia? It's a horror game and it's popular. Well, first of all, apart from the fact that I've got very little time to play new games anyway, I really don't have much time to play them to relax now. It's just YouTube and work. But if Amnesia is something that appeals to me, nor do horror games. They're boring in my opinion. I don't think it would be fun for you guys to watch me just not being scared or being overly scared or anything in between. I don't think it would make for an interesting video. And also, the fact it's popular doesn't exactly make me want to play it anyway. I know it's an indie game, but I don't want to be... I want to do my own thing on YouTube. I don't want to go copying too many existing YouTubers, because I know... I'm a fan of PewDiePie, and I know he's famous for his Amnesia footage, but I've never watched his Amnesia videos, purely because that's why everybody likes him, apparently. But doing a horror video doesn't overly appeal to me, if I'm honest. But if there is a decent suggestion that anybody has for games that isn't too popular, then hook me up, let me know, and I'll think about it. Like, I haven't outright told you, no, I don't want to play Amnesia, Stephen. I mean, I'd like to think I at least gave you a decent reason as to why I don't want to. It's not just a case of, no, not going to. But do you get where I'm coming from, though? Hopefully you do. Next question is from Gexybunk. The question is simply, change your truck, please. I'll repeat that question in case you missed it the first time, guys. I've been asked to change my truck. We've been asked to get rid of Matilda. I get that, Matilda. I'm too polite. I can't repeat that to the boys and girls and the ladies and gentlemen and those that are yet to make their mind up. I can't Okay. She's told you herself. Not gonna happen. The whole concept of the million-mile challenge is we're driving 1,000,000 miles in the same truck. I mean, at the moment in Tildy we're on, it's a bit blurry at the moment actually, 18,000 miles is that? I think that's 18,000. We're nearly 2% of our way to the 1,000,000 miles. Wow! We're getting there, slowly. But I want to do 1,000,000 miles in the same truck, and at the same time we're doing fundraising while we're doing it to hopefully encourage me to keep on doing the 1,000,000 miles. Because if people want to see it, see the 1,000,000 miles happen, then they know what to do. Likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donating hopefully as well would be a nice thing to happen. But no, we're not changing Matilda. Matilda is the star of the show here, aren't you, Tildy? Yes. Good old Tildy, she knows which side of the bread she butters. No, don't hate me, Tildy. Don't hate me. Hate the guy that wants me to change you for another truck. I'm being loyal. I'm being faithful. I'm keeping you. I'm not changing you for another truck. No, don't get uppity with me. Get uppity with the commenter. get up to with Gexybunk? What? Oh, okay, okay. Matilda says free hugs to everybody apart from Gexybunk. Bad Tildy. That's not very nice. You're supposed to be loving towards your community. Okay, okay. Tildy, stop. Tildy is annoying. Tildy is annoying. Stop it. Thank you. Next question then. Matthew Powell. What are you doing when you get to episode 50? Well, that will be the last episode before the live stream, actually. Looking at calendar, that will go live on the 26th of September, and the live stream is on the 28th. So I don't know what to do for episode 50, actually. If anybody's got any suggestions, let me know. But I'm thinking maybe as a one-off install a oversized trailer mod and drive one of them around. I know so we're going to save most of the mods for Dead Metal, but the way this is going with the money, we're not going to get Dead Metal anytime soon. So why don't we celebrate with some mods? Or, I don't know, what could we do for episode 50? Maybe not have the Thursday episode and save that for the actual live stream. Make episode 50 the live stream. I am completely open to ideas, to be honest with you. So any challenges, any suggestions, anything, ideas at all for what we could do for episode 50 or in the run up to episode 50, let me know. Leave a comment. Excuse me. Ooh, hiccup. Leave a comment and I will answer it in a future video. Incidentally, if anybody does have a question, don't be shy. Not just Euro Truck, but an F1, Kerbal, Minecraft, any videos that I upload. If you leave a question and you want to answering in Euro Truck, then let me know. I like the questions. I like to answer the questions. It's one of the fun parts of doing these. Is talking to you guys and interacting and hanging out and having a laugh. And it's great having people commenting and getting the chance to actually talk back. It's giving something back, I suppose, yeah? Anyway, moving swiftly on. The last question. We've got 34 in-game minutes and 20 odd miles. DF asks, what is... Hello, DF! Proud member of Team Tuxedo, everybody. DF. Woo! Yes, yes, Tildy, yes. Tildy says to give you a shout out, DF. Yeah, I've done it. Fuck off, truck. Jesus. DF. Tildy asks, what is your most memorable race from any game you've played? Oh god, that's an interesting one. Usually the ones where I start at the back of the pack and then charge my way forwards. I think at the moment what's springing to mind is the original Formula 1 game on PS1 when I was a Minardi, Pierluigi Martini of all people, and I took his nice Domo sponsored green, black and white Minardi and I won races with it because I just changed all the difficulty settings so I could win in a Minardi because I'm hardcore. I like Minardi. There's many races in Gran Turismo where I've either had a very close race or I've lapped everybody by having a car that's accidentally too fast. It does happen with Gran Turismo. The original Gran Turismo this is, by the way. Micro Machines, it's had some great races on there. Specifically Micro Machines 2 Turbo Tournament when you could have like, I think it's 8 players on the original Mega Drive game. Fantastic fun. I think the most we ever had was a 6-player race. Come on, a bit closer. Bloody hell, this journey's a rip-off! Memorable races. There's obviously the F1 co-op races we've done so far. In terms of those, actually, the most memorable ones I have are the ones where I should have won, but I let Watson win instead, so he could keep his championship alive. Hungary and Monza, specifically. Hungary was great, and I should have won that, but for the last couple of laps I slowed down quite a lot to encourage Watson to catch up, and when he did catch up, the deal with that one was I said to Watson, if you could overtake Rosberg, who was in second place at the time, if you could overtake Rosberg, then I will let you win the race. And he was getting closer and closer, charging up the field, and at one point I was thinking, he's not going to do it, I'm going to have to win the race. But to Watson's credit, he carried on, he charged, and it came to the second to last corner where I basically had to hold up Rosberg a little. Watson went past the pair of us, I floored it and turned my fuel up and cursed it across the line, and it was a Sauber 1-2. Watson won the race and I came second, and that's partially why I don't want to turn up the difficulty in Marussia, because it's fun and I'm still working on getting my consistency up. You know, actually completing races without spinning or losing bits of wing or hitting people. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am making fewer mistakes. The mistakes are now disappearing. It's just, it's not. I don't honestly think it's 100% there ready for intermediate. I don't feel like it'd be a lot of fun for you guys at home watching me playing on intermediate, because I'll be struggling to get into the top 10 or the top 15, wherever. You have to remember also, I really don't care about going as fast as Watson. I really don't. I want to have fun when I'm playing my games. And turning it up to intermediate would not be me having fun. I know you guys would like to see me go fast, but it's not something I'm interested in. I'm really not. If I start taking it so seriously to the point where I'm worrying about how fast I'm going daily, in and out and everything, then the fun disappears for me, because I'm taking it seriously, especially if there's potential for losing. I'm a good loser, but if I'm taking it that seriously where I want some sort of reward for my effort, then I could be a bad loser. But changing subject a bit, memorable races. Before we do park up Tildy properly, actually sorry, let's just park up. To finish off the yes question, the most memorable race we had was a real life one actually. 4040 will remember this one. It was that we were going on a night out to Birmingham. We started at Stafford, and it was me and one of my mates and a few other people in his car, and we used mod nav. We're not going to use what we actually called it, but we'll call it mod nav because I've been to Birmingham a few times. But at the time I hadn't passed my test, but I sat shotgun and I knew the way to Birmingham. Whereas the other car, it was a slow, shitty car with broken suspension, loaded down with people, and they used sat nav. So I got to Birmingham fine, but then I couldn't find the car park we needed, so what happened was we found a car park, walked to the pub. It was Scruffy Murphy's, if anybody's interested. And it turns out there was a car park on top of Scruffy Murphy's, and they set their sat-nav to that. And we were like, yeah, you cheated, you fucks. How dare you, how rude. How rude! I felt it was rude. Not overly rude, but you know. Can't pay any of them back. No! Can't consolidate any of them into another loan. No! So on the way back, after we had our fun, the two drivers were obviously sober. But the driver of the shitty little 1.1 broken ass Punto was tired. And my driver wasn't. So I said to him, can you get there before them? Because they had a half-hour head start on us, because they basically were parked on top of the pub, whereas we had to walk half an hour across Birmingham to get to our car park. And he says, don't worry about it, leave it to me. So we get in the cars, we're driving, and by driving I mean he's flooring it. And we caught up to them just as we got off Junction 13 to enter Stafford. They were right in front of us. We could tell it was them because it was a broken-ass rear suspension that's swaying everywhere. With its overload, and it had 5 people in the car, so it's overloaded, making things look worse than it probably was. So I said to my mate, this is now single file from here until we get to 4040 South, which was the finishing line. If we can stick on their rear bumper all the way, I can get us to win. And we got there. Basically to 4040 South, there's 2 streets, both of them one way. And I said to the driver, if they go down this one, go down the next one. If they don't go down this one, go down this one. And so they went down the furthest one. We immediately turned right and charged down the street. Well, as fast as you can charge when there's parked cars and people everywhere. And we got to 4040's house, and we were out the car before they came around the corner. We were just like, yeah, we won. Woo, woo, sucks to be you. And it did suck to be them because we won. And I don't often like to get big-headed about winning, but that one felt satisfying because they had sat-nav and we had me. Anyway, that's been it for this Thursday's edition of Eurotruck. Please don't forget to, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you'd be kind enough to leave a thumbs up on the bottom left down here, I'd appreciate that. Please also share this with your friends if you enjoyed this, and let them know what's enjoyable about this, and let them find out for themselves whether I'm any good or not. 580 subscribers says I'm doing something right. Also, if you're not subscribed already, just down here there's a subscribe button. You know the drill. Like, share, subscribe, comments, questions. Talk to me and I will talk back to you. We're on, it's 16,000 miles. I thought we were on 18,000. And I knew it was a bit blurry in game. But anyway, I've been Mod, dream big, and we'll see you on Sunday. Bye bye!